Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Dwayne Richards. It is Comm Café, the podcast. And I'm doing a new series. It's a whole series with authors. That's right. If you're an author, want to be an author, know someone's an author, this is a place for them. So today, my guest today is Tara Geraghty-Ellis. She is an author, a speaker, and generally a good person. She's going to share a little bit more about what she does and what her book is about. And she's in the hot seat today with the 5 questions that I have set up for her. So welcome to the new show.
Thank you so much.
All right. What do people need to know about you before we get into the 5 questions?
I suppose people need to know that my passion in life is making life better for people generally, people who have been marginalized in society, and more specifically, people who have been marginalized due to disability. Because that's the background that I come from. I was born with multiple disabilities, both visible and invisible, or non-visible, and I have been brought up in the world experiencing the good, the bad, and the ugly of that lived experience. So now I want to make life better for the people who are going through that experience and the people who live their lives to support those people.
Wonderful. Well said. I couldn't say that. So thank you for sharing that, because it's good. All right. Let's jump into some of the questions, and then we'll blend in some other stuff along the way. But
Sure.
What's the title of the book?
It's called VisAble and Empowered. Tara's top tips for living freely, fully, and on purpose.
I love the on purpose part too, right? Because we can live and it's going to wander through, but like, are we like, is anyone living on is anyone living on purpose? Doesn't matter who you are, it's to do that. So that's a good start. All right. If someone can't, people are going to listen to this and they're like, oh, I'd love to buy the book, but just financially, I can't, it's tough times right now. I can't afford the book. What's that one lesson or the takeaway? If someone read the book, there's probably the number of tips in it, but what's the one, kind of the Cole's Notes version? My generation, we read Cole's Notes if we weren't necessarily great at English. We're like, hey, what's the one lesson or tip out of the book, that, not to give the book away, but as a teaser?
Own your own path in life. You are the owner of your own destiny.
Yeah. Take control, right? Without
You're
being
in control.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
You're in control, not the doctors, not the teachers, not anybody, not the government. And everybody will try to take a piece of control, but ultimately you have to be the one in the know and in control.
I like that. That's really good. All right. Who needs to read it? Like, it's kind of like around the target audience. Like, who did you write? Obviously, you wrote the book for you. Lots of authors. Like, who cares if no one else reads it? But you wrote the book for you. In writing the book, you probably had a target audience, or who needs to read the book.
I wrote it primarily for adults with disabilities, parents, caregivers of people with disabilities, and or service providers.
Yeah, no, that's good. Because sometimes it's like this, just because this is the subject, it's also the people that are that have those as loved ones that are in that environment on a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. and it's advice and information for them. Now, if the person also wants to read it, but it's that caregiver portion.
Yeah.
Can really
I mean, ultimately, I wrote it speaking, the voice speaks to the person with the disability. So the communication voice is directly to the person with the disability, because I don't believe in speaking to somebody else about a person with a disability.
Yeah.
I've been down that road.
Yeah, I experienced it personally. So, or you have? Yeah.
I have, yeah. I've been the person many, many times in a room having somebody talk to my mom, my dad, my friend about me. And what does she want? What does she need? What can I do for her? And that's very disrespectful when I'm very capable of speaking up for myself, answering questions for myself. And so I wanted to speak directly to people with disabilities. However, I also feel that it's applicable to everybody else.
Mm.
And it's knowledge that could be used for caregivers, parents, families, and I'm hoping beyond hope that it can be shared the other way around. Like the person like me can share it with their families, with their caregivers, and go, this is what I plan to do. So this is how this is going to work from now on.
Yeah, and here's the book, guys.
Yeah, this is what I learned from the book. So this is how this is going to work from now on.
That's so good, and you're right. It's no different than like, for example, my dad's able-bodied, but he's a senior, right? So it's no different than, hey, someone should probably go to the doctor's appointment with him just to make sure that the message is clear, but the doctor speaks to him. And why should it be any different in the other case? So someone like your mom, your husband, friend can still go to appointments with you, but you're not the patient, but you're the client. You're the person. Mm-hmm. So hey, talk to me. I'm right here. Talk to me. The other person could be here so that the message is, in case it was not miscommunicated, but in case there's needs clarification or just a memory thing. I don't have my memory sometimes skips a beat or two. So I'm like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I go to appointments with my mom all the time.
Yeah.
But I make it very clear, I'm the scribe.
Yeah, you're the boss. You're
I'm the scribe. She's the patient. Talk to her.
Yeah. There we go. Wonderful. All right. I like this piece too. This next question, I put thought into these questions. What's the piece of advice for a new author? For me, speak to me. I have not written the book yet. It's on my things to do. Been at it been on the list for a while. Probably going to get to at least an ebook in the real soon future. What's a tip for new authors?
If you're going to tell a piece of your own story, tread lightly. Because it will take a piece of your heart.
And that's not just for books. I have a client colleague that wrote an article, like a published article. And it's like people can be mean.
Yeah. But even the process of writing it.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
It's just the manual writing it out can be a process of writing and bawling and writing and screaming and throwing it out and going, no, that's not going in the book. And then going, it should go in the book. And it's agonizing, but it's very therapeutic at the end. The
Yeah.
more you pour into a piece of writing, the more authentic it is.
Yeah. Oh, I
And
agree.
people will sense that.
Hmm. Yeah.
But be good to yourself.
Yeah.
If you're the writer, be good to yourself.
Be kind, right? Like we talk about be kind, like be kind. A friend of mine, she had a whole thing about marketing kind of mantra thing about be kind to ourselves as well, right? It's like,
yes,
we're our toughest critics. We're like, just be
yes.
kind. But you so many good points. So that kind of leads me into the next question. I like how that worked. Is that what did you learn from the writing process? So so maybe it was like you said, it maybe you realized like, wow, writing this was more therapeutic. So even now you've have people buying your books and reading your book, and you're like, even if no one like bought or read your book, just the release from writing the book, maybe that was it. But I'm not putting words in your mouth. So what's that thing that you learned, or that lesson, or that was just for you from writing the book?
I learned that writing the book and life happens simultaneously, and they're inextricably linked, and you can't get away from that. So you just have to deal. And if you're going to write a book, be prepared for life to happen while you're writing the book. You can't put life on hold while writing your book. And so you're going to go through the ups, the downs, the tragedies, the victories of life while writing your book. And it might find its way into the book. My dad died halfway through writing the book. So that was, and he wanted to see the book finished because he was the impetus for starting the book. He wanted to see the book and didn't live to see it finished, but that's just what happened.
But it's done, and you did it, and that makes it even bigger. Not that it was a small accomplishment, but and like you said, it's such a great point. I'll restate it in case people didn't pick that up. Was that life happened? Not very many people go and lock themselves in a cabin in the middle of nowhere for like a week and write a book and come out. No. People are like, hey, I'm getting up and taking my kids to school, or hey, I'm walking the dog, and then I'm coming back and writing. Not that many people can go into a bubble. Next to no one goes into a bubble to write a book. You have to, and you can't prepare. You can't really prepare yourself for everyday things. It's just like, hey, this roll with the punches, as they say.
Yeah, you just have to you deal, and writing the book is part of the deal.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's give me shivers on that one. That was good. Who would you? I'm sure it's kind of a funny question, so you can answer however you want. Who's that one person you'd like to read your book? So obviously, I'm sure you've already got books in the hands of like the immediate people that are in your circle. So the people that you're like your friends, your mom, your husband, right? You have all those people have read a copy of the book. Who's that person that, if someone knows someone, buy a copy of the book, and Christmas is coming up. Hey, buy a copy of Tara's book, and if you know this person, give this book to them for Christmas because Tara wants them to read it.
This is a no-brainer. Rick Hansen.
Rick Hansen, so good. Yeah.
I would love to give Rick Hansen a copy of my book.
There we go. All right. And I'm going to put you on the spot on the last one. I don't think I told you this ahead of time. I'm pretty sure you're good with it because all the other people so far have been good with it. I want to give a copy of your book away. So stay to the end to hear how you can qualify to get that book. All right, parting, not parting, because we don't part. We'll see each other soon. Any last thoughts for today for the listener who's stuck around to the end? That nugget.
Just that the next time I'm going to be on Facebook is going to be, I'm on Facebook all the time, by the way. So that's where you can catch me most of the time, is on Facebook. And I'm going to be running a series of posts the week of December 3rd for International Day of Persons with Disabilities.
Hmm.
The theme this year is not all disabilities are visible. So we're going to be talking about non-visible disabilities of all kinds and what that means for things like education, employment, housing, transit, and all kinds of different things. And I think I'm going to start with respect, because most people who claim to have disabilities but don't sit in a wheelchair don't get the same kind of respect as people who sit in wheelchairs.
Yeah, and it's I look forward to that.
So
That's good. All right, and then one last point we didn't tell people, and maybe I'll put this at the beginning. How can people get a copy of your book? So if they're not the lucky winner, website, Amazon. I'm going to put the details down in the notes below. But where can people get a copy of your book?
They can get it directly from me at tara@accessempowerment.ca, or they can get it from my publisher, which is Friesen Press, or they can get it from Amazon.
Amazon. Excellent. And that's a great thing, because some of our listeners may be around the world, and you can just Amazon, like them or not, they ship around the world, and they can obviously
Around the world.
And they can ship much more affordably than you and I. They're like, hey, just go to Amazon. No, it's not a promo for Amazon. I'm just saying,
No,
it's a great way to get books out to people.
It's there. Mm-hmm.
It's a tool. But the best one is if you're local and to GTA, is we're not going to be locked up in COVID forever. Hook up and get a copy directly from the author herself, Tara.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining me today. I think you were also we call them sometimes repeat offenders. I pretty much believe you were one of my guests on my first podcast, and you're a guest now on the new and I wouldn't say
yes,
improved.
I'm a repeat offender.
Repeat offender. It was so much fun the first time you came back for a second dose of the Comm Café podcast. So thanks for joining us today. Hey, if you liked it, don't forget you can just hit the share button. If you know someone who thinks you could benefit from hearing it, also just send it to them. It's okay to share. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next author in the author series. All right, thanks for watching, and you're ready? You want in on the prize, right? So make it super easy. Just simply email me, and the email address is guest@dwaynerichards.com, and in the subject, put either the name of the book, if you remember that, or the guest. Guest named always in the subject. So just email me in the subject the guest of the episode you watched, and send it to me, and that gets your name into the draw. I'll let you know. Either way, email me and you're in the draw. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the episode, it's okay to give it a like. Share it if you want. Also, up top, hit the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified of when the next episode is available. Again, thanks for watching, and have a great day.